Hi. It's been a long time, alright, since both I've done like a video with a suit and in general because I kind of stopped making content for my channel in general. But now I'm here to make what's hopefully a short update. But before I, get into all of that, I'll just give a quick general update. I am far more active on Insta and other places. I don't have a PC anymore. I used to have one, which is how I was able to make, the content that I would typically make. I don't have that anymore, so that's also why I haven't been active, because all the ideas that I've wanted to do, I can't. But outside of that, this is clearly someone new. This is Axis. He is an entirely store-bought suit. This is one of Spirit Halloween's newest, factory-produced fursuits. He was very ugly in the beginning. Now he is not. In addition to him, I have Midnight. He was a commission. I actually got him, I think 3 years ago now. Crazy how time flies. And character-wise, he will be turning 12 this year. I made him in 2014, got a suit of him in 2023, and he's only ahead. He's only ahead right now. I still need to commission the rest of him. But yeah. Asia turns 9 this year. Girl's old. She's old. Alright, so what am I doing making an update on a video that doesn't even have 500 views yet, that I made 6 years ago? It kind of popped off, or, slightly. A lot of people coming to it, saying how they used to play it, they miss it, they wonder what happened, which I didn't expect. As far as I know, there are only 2 videos that exist of it, one being mine, the other one having like 2,000-ish views, but that's it. Like, nobody knows that this game even existed because it had such a tiny player base because of just, the circumstances of its creation. So for some backstory, One Games is a company, I guess, a development team, whatever, that has produced hundreds of their words, hundreds of mobile games curated towards children, okay? They don't say that, but like, the only people who play these games are either adults reliving childhood nostalgia or like 5th graders, alright? As far as I'm aware, the oldest game I played by them is a game called Life of Wolf Free, which came out in 2011, 2012, I believe. And this game is tiny. I believe its file size is like 40 something. It's a nothing burger of a game. You really don't do anything in it. And I guess that's why it was perfect for a 6-year-old, because it was like baby's first animal mobile game. That game's whole premise was basically you get to pick between 3 wolves and I believe like 4, maybe 5 maps to run around in. And the concept was really just survive for as long as possible. To this day, in 2026, I have no clue how you play that game. No tutorial, no nothing. You're just thrown in. Supposedly, you're supposed to eat and kill things. As far as I'm aware, you kill things by blocking them off and getting their collision stuck, and then they die once you touch them. I don't know how you eat. And predators can just kill you. There's other wolves that have such a huge detection range. They'll just come for you. Like, it doesn't matter. You'll think you'll be fine, and out of nowhere, another wolf shows up and kicks your ass for no reason. And supposedly, if you don't eat in 3 days, you die of hunger. That's never happened to me. I'm having to go purely off of memory because the game is so old and doesn't exist anymore. That basically, you get to a point where the game has run for so long, and you've been playing it for so long, the code starts to eat itself alive. I really wish I had a video of this happening, but essentially, the old version I had, you know, before it got wiped from the App Store, I was on day 682, or it was around that number. It was almost 700 days. Your health and hunger bars were going in completely opposite directions. Movement was impossible. If I held down my finger to run, it would fling me across the map, or I'd be moving backwards. Yeah, it becomes unplayable to the point. Like, this game is such shit that it just doesn't work. But now that I've got, you know, that little information out of the way, I can get into the next game, which is the main topic of this video, and that is Death Dragon Awakening. Supposedly a puzzle dungeon game. Not really, okay? Not really. In the game, you're given 3 levels, and you're essentially supposed to figure out how to unlock the fiery gate at the end so you can move on to the next dungeon. And this typically involves burning things and trying to not get killed by the undead army. It's easy, alright? This took me 15 minutes to beat. The second level is kind of a struggle because it's a huge ass maze and I got lost. But the third one, it's like, you beat it and you can't play the game anymore. I mean, you can open it again, but there is no level after that. You get 3 levels and that's it. When you beat level 3, you are taken to an iTunes page of the game. I'm guessing like of its soundtrack, but I don't get why. I managed to find, you know, the background noise that it uses on YouTube, and it's not by One Games or anything. Like, I don't know what this is about. You can't, like, the screenshots the game provides, both when it was actually on an app store and in, you know, the version that I found, it shows what is probably like an outdoor part. Like, you get out of the dungeon or whatever, you have to fight more dragons. You don't get that, okay? Your only other experience with another dragon is in level 3, and that's it. The game's done after that. 15 minutes of gameplay is all you get out of downloading this. There's no replayability here, you know? Like, the only cool aspect of it, I guess, that a young child would find is that you're given multiple different skins for your dragon. But that's it. Like, there's no features that I feel like would reel kids back in compared to, you know, what other, you know, kids' mobile games are like. So why bring it up now, in 2026, 6 years after my, you know, initial video on it, and 13 years after the game came out? I managed to re-download it, and I had to go through a couple of hoops to do so, because this was so annoying to get, alright? This is a Kindle Fire. This thing is old, alright? I've been playing with this since I was 5DS 6, you know, like when I just turned 6, basically. I highly doubt I had this when I was 5. Old, alright? The screen has a permanent slight piss filter to it because it's just been exposed to so much shit over the years. It's crusty, it's slow, it loses battery extremely fast. It can't connect to internet. I have to use a mobile hotspot for that. It sucks, alright? I just can't believe that it can still get it to function. But the point is, the games that I played as a kid were on this device. And this device is so old that it's the only thing that can still run these games. So what I basically had to do was re-download these games through like an APK site. Why? Because since it's an Amazon product, it was linked to the Amazon App Store. The Amazon App Store no longer exists. Any and all games that you downloaded through that App Store, gone. Gone. The only thing that remained on this device when I managed to charge it up and turn it on were the books that my dad had put on there for me when I was 6, okay? And like maybe a couple pictures of me on there. That was it. And because it's an Amazon device, you can only access the internet through like Amazon Silk or whatever it's called. So here's my process. First, on my other device, I looked up an APK downloader for Death Dragon. I then downloaded it and then put it on my drive. I put the APK on my drive. Then from there, since, you know, old ass Kindle Fire, I go into Amazon Silk, I look up Chrome, because it can't access Bing. It can't access anything, by the way, because it has them all blocked because they're not Amazon products. I'm thankful Google worked on there. Sign in, open up my drive on my Kindle, download the APK from myself that I got from another secondary site, and then I managed to get it to work. Because I can't get this to play on, you know, my phone or anything like that. Because the game is so old, it can only run on a device that was meant for old-ass games. My phone and tablet are too new for it to run. So this was my only option, and I am so glad that this worked out. As for the game itself, the resolution is terrible, okay? I can count the pixels. I don't think it always looked this bad. I think it's just because I got it secondhand. Like I said before, it took me 15 minutes to complete. And to my disappointment, you still can't finish the game. It still takes you to that iTunes page. Well, it tries to. It can't because Bing is blocked. So instead it just gives me an error and tells me, you know, still can't open this, doesn't trust it, whatever. So unfortunately, no further updates on childhood nostalgia. Besides the fact that you can still download it if you manage to have a device that you got in the 2010s. As disappointing as that is, there are still other old games that they've published that are out there, either in APK downloaders or still on the Google Play Store themselves, that you could download and do the process that I did if you have a device old enough, if you'd like to see them. On my Insta, I have a highlight labeled Life of Series. You know, I go through a couple of the games under, you know, this title, Buy One Games. If you want to also look at my previous rambling of older games, where I attempt to link them together and make a story out of it, you can. That's up there. Additionally, I managed to get an APK working of Life of Wolf, the original from 2012, except that the resolution is broken and it's in one corner of the screen, but the button recognition is still how it should be, so playing that was a mess. I only got it to work for like 10 minutes and I gave up. Here are some clips from my adventures of re-downloading this and experiencing some, you know, mild nostalgia and memories from when I was younger. They look so bad. I can't believe I thought these were like the greatest games ever at some point. So what's the point of making this whole update? Well, mainly one, that apparently there are more people who played this game than I thought. You know, when I thought there'd maybe a total of 5 children who still would have even remembered the game. There's at least 6 of you, you know, that's pretty good. But also the point is to show that not every childhood game is lost. Someone out there has put the APK file online. Some of you have to have some device you played on as a child still around that still works. Which means more of you can experience this and hopefully make sure that these are not completely lost to time. Now for some final things. For one, I found the background sound, you know, the soundtrack for Death Dragon. Holy shit. No wonder 9-year-old me thought of this as a horror game. alright? Sure, it's not classed as one. And playing it as an adult and in 2020 when I was like 14, not a horror game. But when you take a moment to listen to this with headphones on, preferably in the dark, with the volume as high as you can stand, yeah, this is creepy as fuck, dude. No wonder this game made me so uneasy and scared as a little kid, dude. One Games in general has this really weird track record of a lot of their older games having this uncanny, like, liminal weirdcore feel to their games. Part of that might be because they're so old and they're so low quality, they just have that charm to them. But also I think a part of it is just the way they're built. There's a noticeable lack of noise in all of their games, with the same one, like, sound pack repeated in the games, and that being the same wind howl, cricket chirping, and frog noise. That's it. That's all the background noise that their games consist of. And then with these huge empty maps with nothing happening besides a few staggering wandering NPCs, yeah, that's freaky. Like, it feels like something you'd think of in a dream, and it just, you know, happens to exist. And I think Death Dragon really does encapsulate this, both because of the background noise, but also because it's a nothing burger of a game. It feels like something you would just make up in your sleep one night while running a fever or something. Who thinks of this? And more importantly, why did so many little kids play this? Why did we all like this, dude? But, you know, that's all I really have to say. I'm so glad I could re-experience this, and I'm glad that other people remember this game exists. And on a bonus note, I found where the models come from. I found the website. The pack with the dragons in it is nearly $60, and I also found some of the old models that Life of Wolf went on to use for like $30, or a little under or below. They come from the same site, so if I had to assume the same maker, since they have very similar features and anatomy. But the fact that I was able to find these in general was really cool. I even found the old wolf model made in, like, I believe June or July of 2012. It feels weird seeing this outside of this. I don't know. It's cool. I'm glad other people thought it was cool as well. Go follow me on Insta. That's where I'm most active. That's it. Bye!